we have a bird stuck behind our wood burner in the chimney, so I'm going to try see if I can find a way to get hold of it. Are you coming to help, Jacob? Are you coming to help? I'm getting covered. Oh my god! Oh, open the doors, open the... Oh gosh. Okay, so he's now flew upstairs. Oh bless him, where is he? Oh god, my heart is all flutter. Got hands covered in soot. I'm really shaky now, he's really little and
he's a little starling.
Covered in soot.
Poor little sausage. So as usual, the clean-up operation is left to me. It's getting worse by the second. I'm not sure the best way to try and deal with this, but I think it's to try and direct the bird towards the biggest open door. It's going to be a messy clean-up though. So the plan is a towel. I've taken off my white shirt. I'm going to see if we can catch him under the towel or get him out of a window. There he is. Come on, buddy. You can get out. You can get out. Come on, buddy. You can get out. You can get out. Come on. A little bit to the left. A little bit to the left. No, don't go back in again.
Okay, so we're out at the National Trust and we've brought Jacob out and forgot his trousers. Not the first time, is it, darling?
Completely your fault, though.
It is my fault this time round. Sorry, Jakey Boo. We're obviously very bad parents. We can stick a cardigan around his bum, though.
Little monster.
In your nappy. So sorry, I got distracted. The whole point of this vlog was to give you an update on the pregnancy. Little bump going on. I think this week I've started experiencing headaches, which was something I didn't get in my pregnancy with Jacob. But to be honest, I've noticed a lot of differences. I've got the nausea, but not nearly as bad as when I was pregnant with Jacob. I don't have food aversions in the same respect. I'm actually eating quite a lot. Wouldn't you agree with that?
Oh, you're stuffing your face.
Stuff on my face. Feeling quite hungry.
Yeah, it is.
I've also had this weird taste in my mouth. I feel like I want to always brush my teeth. My mouth feels furry and like a weird taste. And I think that all these differences in symptoms between the pregnancies is an indication that I'm carrying a girl. But obviously it's going to be a little while before we find out. Where are you, Jakey? Where are you? There you are. Peekaboo.
Pika.
Where's Jacob gone?
Peekaboo.
Oh.
Pika. Where's Jacob?
Boo.
Cricket.
Where are we? Standing.
I don't know.
Standing House and Gardens. We're National Trust members now, so we can just turn up at these places. Beautiful gardens, lots of inspiration for us and our garden. Although I bought a lupin the other day and planted it, and now it's like a twig.
You were hopping mad, weren't you, when the slugs ate it? You went looping.
Dear me. Yeah, but beautiful. Beautiful place. Darling, where's the baby?
There somewhere, I think.
Oh, those ladies have run off with the baby. It's okay, they're friends of ours. Turn around the corner and there's a huge group of cows, a herd. isn't here. So just arrived home to a mountain of washing up. I'm preparing Jacob's dinner. Baby pasta, which I got from Boots, and some peas and carrots and beans, and I'm steaming some aubergine and yellow courgette, which I got from Kingston Market. No plastic packaging. Ka-ching. Some apple for him as well. Just in a moment or so. Have had cramp, quite a lot of cramp in the last day or two, and just been to the loo, and I am spotting a little bit. Usually the sight of blood in pregnancy obviously makes you panic, but I had quite a lot of bleeding in the first trimester with Jacob, so I know that a little bit is okay. When I had my early scans, it did show that I had a hematoma, which again I had with Jacob, on the yolk sac. And so that's probably just that coming away. It's probably nothing to worry about, but I'm going to keep an eye on it, and if it gets heavy, then I will call the early pregnancy unit and see what they say. So Jacob's had his dinner, so I'm just running him a bath. Right. My skin's been really bad today. I'm actually thinking about it. I'm having bad skin. I've got a spot coming up here, one on my cheek, been having on my nose. This is one thing I've found so far in this pregnancy, is my skin's been quite oily, and my hair as well. I remember with Jacob, I didn't need to wash my hair for ages. Like I could go 4 or 5 days without washing my hair because it just didn't seem to get greasy at all. And now, this pregnancy, my hair is like greasy all the time, every other day. And my skin is greasy too. Oh dear. Oh dear. So, although I did have bleeding with Jacob, I can't help but being a little bit concerned. So I have just done some Googling, and I discovered that 20% of women have bleeding in their first 12 weeks. You know, not a big stat. It's not like it's super common, but as I had it before, I guess it's more likely to happen. And I did have like I said on my scan, they saw a hematoma, which is like a bruise, and that blood in that bruise does come away. So as long as it stays kind of light bleeding and not become quite heavy, then I shouldn't really worry. I think the last time, as soon as I was bleeding, I was like straight on the phone to the doctor, but this time I'm not going to waste their time because I know I shouldn't worry yet. Just fingers crossed it stops. We don't need any of that. Right, time to wash my baby. Good morning. I called the doctors this morning because bleeding is a little bit heavier, and I'm very crampy. I've had a headache, so I called the hospital, the maternity unit, and just said, look, I'm sorry to call, this is what's happening, I'm not sure if I'm supposed to tell somebody, and they just put me straight through to the early pregnancy unit, where I had my dating scan, and they've just put me straight in for a scan tomorrow. So I'm going to go see the midwife today anyway, had that appointment booked in, and then a scan tomorrow. Fingers crossed everything's okay. I feel a bit negative and more concerned this time round. Let's see. Oh, sun's bright. So I had intended to take you to my midwife appointment to the hospital, but what with sorting out Jacob, rushing around, I forgot. I definitely feel much more negative at the moment. Lots of tears tonight. Then the midwife seemed quite concerned because I've been passing little clots and the bleeding's heavier. I'm getting a lot of pain and cramping. I say pain, more like, not like sharp pains, but yeah, very, very crampy. I just feel like this is a really, really bad sign. Yeah, I'm not feeling good. So they booked me for a scan tomorrow in the afternoon. They couldn't get me in any earlier. So I just have to wait and see. I hope everything's okay, but who knows. I'll see you tomorrow. Morning. Didn't sleep very well. Lots more bleeding. Obviously thinking a lot. But today's the day we find out. Well, the pain has been getting progressively worse. It's like being in labour. I think it's safe to say that this pregnancy is done. So my friend's coming to take me to the hospital now. Obviously I get confirmation and I'll let you guys know. Hi everyone. Today has been a very difficult day. So I had the cramping pains throughout the night, and I said this morning I was convinced that I was losing the baby. Those pains continued to get much worse. It's basically like labour. Increasing in intensity, coming in waves, until I couldn't do anything but just be on all fours and making lots of noise. And then I started to pass big blood clots. And then I had a feeling like I needed to go to the toilet for number 2. But when I pushed, then this very fibrous, I think it was the pregnancy sac, passed. Yeah, it was pretty horrific. I then went to the A&E, and it was all very dramatic. I was bleeding a lot, obviously very, very upset, sobbing. They checked all my vitals, my bloods, my blood count. Eventually I went up to the early pregnancy unit for a scan when they verified that the pregnancy had gone. And then, yeah, eventually was sent home. Just feeling pretty tired, drained. I think overall it was just been a little bit surprising how brutal and I guess violent's not the right word, but brutal. The whole experience has been, I didn't expect it to be painful. I didn't really expect the bleeding, the passing of bits, like giving birth. I didn't expect it to feel like labour. I think miscarriages are different for every person. So that's that really. They said I should expect now to have a bleed for about 10 to 14 days. To feel quite tired for a few days, which I definitely do. To avoid things like swimming, intercourse, anything that could cause infection, so avoid all that for a few weeks. I have to take a pregnancy test again in 3 weeks to check that the hormone levels have come down, and if that test shows positive I have to go back because we have to make sure the miscarriage is complete, everything goes. And then they've just said that we wait for 1 cycle, and then if we want to, then we can try again. And you know, the stats are that many people who have a miscarriage go on to have a successful pregnancy afterwards, so it's not all doom and gloom. There is always hope of carrying a successful pregnancy, but it's definitely one of the hardest things I've experienced and had to go through. Quite traumatic. So we're just going to take our time, have a bit of time out, enjoy Jacob. Well, if this is something you've gone through, then do feel free to put something down in the comments. Maybe your experience was very different. I read that every experience is very different. Some people don't bleed apparently, or something. But anyway, if this is something you're going through, then I'm with you. I wish you all the best, and that's me out for today.